Y'all, this is just unreal. We thought we'd seen it all in the world of love and hip-hop, but bam, new receipts just came to light that could flip the whole game upside down. Chrissy Lampkin and Mendeecees Harris's toxic connection has been exposed. Wait a minute, what's really going on here? How did these two get caught up in this web of drama, betrayal, and all-around messiness? And why is Yandy flipping out about it? Something doesn't seem right, and we've got the inside scoop to back it up. We're talking about leaked messages, secret meetups, and rumors about a shady connection so deep, even the most dedicated fans are left stunned. Was this the ultimate betrayal? Could it have been planned all along? Grab your popcorn because this tea is about to get hot. And by the end of this, you'll see Chrissy and Mendeecees in a whole new light. Make sure you hit that like button because we're about to dive into this jaw-dropping mess, and trust me, you won't believe what we found. Let's get into it. We all know Chrissy Lampkin as the tough, no-nonsense lady from Love and Hip Hop, and then there's Mendeecees Harris, who's always claiming he's changed but somehow ends up smacks dab in the middle of some crazy drama. But what if I told you that these two have more history than they've let on? What if I told you there's actual evidence linking Chrissy and Mendeecees in ways we never expected? And trust me, it's not pretty. First, let's break down how Chrissy and Mendeecees even know each other because, let's be real, we never really saw them cross paths on camera. But behind the scenes? That's a whole different story. Back in the day, before Mendeecees even linked up with Yandy Smith, he was running in some circles that were a little too close to Chrissy's world. We're talking late-night business, deals, mutual friends, and let's just say some shady favors being exchanged. You remember when Chrissy and Jim Jones were going through all that financial drama, right? Rumors were flying that money was being moved in ways that didn't exactly seem legal. Well, sources are now saying that guess who was helping make those transactions disappear? Yep, Mendeecees himself. But it gets even messier. Chrissy and Jim had that roller coaster relationship, right? We saw Chrissy propose to Jim on national TV, but he kept dodging marriage for over 10 years. But what if I told you that Jim's behavior wasn't just Jim being Jim? What if there was another reason why Jim was acting funny? A reason that had to do with someone who had a history of creeping around where they shouldn't. Keep up because this tea is about to boil over. Word on the street is that Chrissy and Mendeecees' connection wasn't just about money. We've got sources saying there were rumors of late-night meetups, secret rendezvous, and some seriously shady activity going on between the two. Now, I don't want to just gossip, but let's be real. That's exactly what we're here to do. So, check this out. An anonymous source, someone close to the situation, recently dropped some bombshell details about a time when Jim Jones was out of town for a couple of weeks. And guess who was spotted sneaking in and out of Chrissy's old condo? You guessed it, Mendeecees. Now before you say, oh, he was just handling business, let's talk about why these meetings were happening so late at night. Why was no one supposed to know about them? And about these so-called business dealings, let's be honest, when Mendeecees is involved, business tends to have a little extra going on, if you know what I mean. The wildest part? When Yandy found out, she lost her mind. Yandy doesn't play. When it comes to her man, she'll defend Mendeecees no matter what. But even she couldn't ignore the red flags when this story started making its rounds. Word is Yandy confronted Mendeecees about his connection to Chrissy, and let's just say it did not go well. She started asking him questions he couldn't answer. She brought out receipts he thought were long buried, and the deeper she dug, the less things started to add up. This is when things really start to get interesting. Mendeecees didn't deny anything outright. Oh no, he went for the classic, why are you bringing up old stuff move. He told Yandy she was tripping, that it wasn't what she thought, and that people just like to gossip. But here's where he messed up. When Yandy pressed him about the timing of certain transactions and those late-night visits, he didn't deny it. He just got really quiet. And we all know that when someone gets quiet while being questioned, something's definitely up. Let's not forget, Chrissy and Yandy have been at odds for years. Back in the day, Chrissy made it crystal clear that she didn't respect Yandy. She called her messy, disrespectful, and even accused her of trying to control Jim Jones's career. So, when Yandy found out that Chrissy and Mendeecees might have been scheming behind her back, Yandy was not having it. She wasn't going to let this slide. And that's exactly what happened. Yandy pulled up with receipts and all the energy. From what we're hearing, Chrissy was caught completely off guard. Imagine this, a private event, Exclusive guest list, cameras rolling, and Yandy walks in all calm, real calm, like she's got something big in store. She walks straight up to Chrissy, looks her dead in the eye, and asks, "So how long have you been messing with my husband?" Y'all, the silence in that room was deafening. Chrissy tried to laugh it off, saying Yandy was overreacting, but Yandy wasn't playing around. She pulled out screenshots of transactions. She showed texts that seemed way too cozy for just business. And when Chrissy tried to brush it off, Yandy dropped the real bombshell. "I got someone who saw you together, and they're ready to talk." That, my friends, is where part 1 ends. But trust me, things only get crazier from here. Stay tuned because this scandal is just heating up. Now let's talk about this mystery witness. Who is this person? And how do they know what's been going on between Chrissy and Mendeecees? According to the insider, it's someone who used to work with Mendeecees. Let's call him Dre. Dre has been around Mendeecees for years. He knows how Mendeecees operates, who he's meeting with, where his money's going, and most importantly, who he's spending time with when he's not with Yandy. And guess what? Dre has receipts. At this point, Chrissy was still trying to act unbothered. She was sipping her drink, pretending like nothing Yandy said mattered. But then Yandy hit play on a voice recording, and that's when all hell broke loose. You could clearly hear Dre talking about how he drove Mendeecees to Chrissy's place multiple times. Dre even said Mendeecees himself told him that Chrissy had something over him, which is why he kept going back. The tension in the room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Chrissy went from smug to stone cold, but Yandy wasn't done. She leaned in and asked, "Do you still want to keep laughing, or should I keep going?" That's when Chrissy snapped. She stood up so fast, her drink spilled everywhere. She got right in Yandy's face, pointing her finger like she was ready to throw hands. "You really think I need to explain myself to you over some fake recording?" She yelled. But here's the thing. Yandy had evidence. She pulled up a text thread between Mendeecees and Chrissy. It wasn't exactly romantic, but the wording, very suspicious. It had things like, "You sure everything's good? Ain't nobody?" Asking questions, right? And Chrissy replying, "Nah, you know I got this. Just keep handling what you need to handle. I ain't worried about anything as long as you keep your end tight." Does that sound like just business to you? And let's not forget that Jim Jones and Mendeecees were never cool like that. So why was Mendeecees handling anything for Chrissy? Chrissy tried to play it off, saying, "Y'all really believe this nonsense?" But some people in the room started whispering, and we all know how fast word spreads. Yandy hit her with the final blow. "If it's all lies, Chrissy, why do you look so uncomfortable right now?" Boom! Chrissy grabbed her purse, rolled her eyes, and stormed out of the room. And y'all know what happened next? The internet exploded. Clips of the confrontation leaked, blogs picked it up, and Twitter went wild. People started asking questions. Is any of this true? What exactly does Chrissy have over Mendeecees? Is it something from his past? According to Dre, Mendeecees has something to fear. Chrissy might have the power to expose him at any moment. Could that be the reason Mendeecees is still tied to her? Could that be why Jim hasn't said a word? We're just scratching the surface, and trust me, it's about to get even messier. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive even deeper into the drama. Things are just getting started and you won't want to miss it.